It's not so much that I'm like worried, just like space-wise. It just,
You need to focus it.
yeah.
So you need to focus it or do whatever to the screen or zoom in right there.
See what I mean?
I don't know.
She's very excited.
Yes, she is.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss.
Yo, you know what to do. Where should you be? What should you be doing? What voice level should you be at? Do it now. Do it now. Much better. Thank you. Alex. They are back over there.
Miss Davis. If I do that great, I'm gonna cry.
Whitney, you'll finish it Monday.
Test corrections. Yeah.
Okay.
We need to.
Much better. I like this when you are where you're supposed to be. We have two guest teachers today. There is Mr. Gant and Miss Croghan. Croghan, I didn't say it right. Croghan, I expect you to do what you should. All right. Hunter, for today, you're going to be over here with Gary. All right. Dave, one thing. All right. I expect you to do very well. I think you'll really enjoy the lab that they've got for you. All right. So without further ado, here are your guest teachers. No one will pick out their stuff.
All right, guys. Like she said, my name is Mr. Gant, and she is Miss Croghan. If you forget our names, we're right here on the board. Just to start the day, y'all can go ahead and fill out your bell ringer. Once you finish your bell ringer, please take your things and sit them along this wall underneath the board. Nice, neat, and organized. After you finish your bell ringer. Then after that, we have a fun activity we're going to try to get to before lunch. Yes, along this wall underneath the board. Once you finish your bell ringer.
Yeah, nice and neatly. Remember how we stack them against that wall? They just don't want it because of electricity. Yes, all you need is
Another thing, guys, as soon as you finish your bell ringer and put your names against the wall nice and neat, I need you to grab a pair of black goggles. Bring them back to your desk before lunch.
So in
That way we can be ready for
all
lab.
directions at one time.
Where are those goggles? Walk this way. You get your goggles. Walk around the mic. Hey, Mike, give me my pistol. What? Do we need a pen or pencil?
Either one's fine.
5, 4.
no, just tell them be ready to go in 20 seconds.
Okay, be ready to go in 20 seconds. Wait.
20, 19, 18.
7.
You don't need to count, we got it.
You don't have to put one right now. Yet. Okay, Mr. Gant is coming around to hand out some clickers, is what they're called. As soon as everybody gets them, I will explain what they are for. I think everybody has their.
Got it.
Yes. Okay. With the clickers, what we are going to do is kind of a pre-assessment before we start our lab to see what you guys already know. If you look at your cards, you each have a different number. That's your individual student number. Each of them have a different design on them, so don't worry about if they're close to somebody's or you're not the same as the person sitting next to you. If you look at them, you can see your multiple choice answers around the corners, A, B, C, and D. Whatever you think the answer to the question is, you want that letter pointing up. So if I thought the answer to the question was A, I'm going to hold the sign to where A is pointing upward and make sure your hands are not covering the black design. What questions do you have? Everybody got it? Okay. So the first question, can you get the questions again so I can see? The first question is, where is oxygen produced? A, the sky, B, the sun, C, plants, D, water. When you get your answer, turn them all towards me. And what I'm going to do is take my phone and go around and scan all of your answers, and that way we will have the results.
Some of you in the back of the room, if you don't mind, will you please hold them up so that Ms. Croghan will be able to see them, and try not to have yours blocked by somebody in front of you.
Okay, so everybody got their answers. I'm going to go around with camera. What's your name right here? Can you turn it more towards me?
There we go.
Emily, thank you. I can't see yours. There you go. Let me hold them back one more time. Let me
Would
go
you
back
move yours up,
around.
please? Thank you.
Okay.
We're going to have a second question pop up for you.
Okay, next one.
Second question. Scientist indirectly measures the oxygen produced by using different wattages of lights. You see on the graph there to be 65 watts, graphed over time.
Take time to look at that graph, kind of study it a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next question.
Okay. Which graph represents the use of a bulb brighter than 65 watts? You have choices A and B on your right. Take your time to analyze the graphs. Once you have analyzed the graphs, hold up your answer. It can be A or B.
Is everybody ready? We're going to go through and try to get pictures again.
Remember, people in the back of the room, please hold yours up high so Ms. Croghan can see your answer.
Make sure your fingers aren't covering the black part. There we go. Missing one. Back. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that was the sun was getting the dark. Okay.
Ms. Croghan is now going to come around and start collecting papers, or the plicker papers, for your answers. Okay, today, guys, me and Ms. Croghan have been working on a science project. We're trying to directly or indirectly see gases. I've come up with one example that I can think of. I need your help with others. The one example that I can think of would be to blow up a balloon. We blow up a balloon, what gas do we push into the balloon? Yes. Oxygen. Oxygen? Do we breathe in oxygen or exhale oxygen? Right, we breathe in oxygen. So what do we exhale? I think I've heard the answer. Right, we exhale carbon dioxide. So the gas inside the balloon will be carbon dioxide. When we think of any other examples to where we can see a gas either filling up an object or just physically seeing it. Do you have an example? Please raise your hand. Yes.
Well, it's like cold outside, you can see your breath.
Right, if it's cold outside, you can see your breath. Any other examples? Yes. You have your hand up?
Steam.
Steam. So what do you mean by steam? When we're cooking or when we're cooking? Right, if you're boiling water, you might be able to see the steam if the water's hot enough. Have any other examples? You have another one?
Car exhaust.
Car exhaust. Now, that could be one. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it would be not exactly sure as to what the exhaust is. I assume it's just heat from the car, maybe some water from the other parts of the car, obviously. And is there any other examples? I think another one that I can think of as far as balloons go would be a hot air balloon. When you pull, I guess the flame shoots out and creates hot air, and hot air rises and cold air sinks, allowing the balloon to take off and fly. Now that we've got all these ideas going about different gases that we can see, Ms. Croghan has to let us dive in to our lesson today.
All right, guys. So I got the memo that we were supposed to bring scuba gear because we're doing a lesson underwater today. Nobody else get that? No? No? I guess I'm the only one with scuba gear. Has anybody else ever been scuba diving before? Oh my goodness! That's awesome. I love scuba diving. I really am a certified scuba diver, but we're not actually going to go underwater today. What we are going to do is see the movement of oxygen through a photosynthesis lab. Mr. Gant and I went ahead and prepared a video for you guys, so that way you know what to do, and we will get to that when we come back from lunch. Okay. I like to feel important here.